Hello everyone, welcome back for some Delve content, this time soloing tier 11s as a DPS. Spoiler, it doesn't all go to plan, but this is basically how you'd handle the pull. You basically, more or less, if there's any casters, you need to nuke the casters ASAP, and then you want to just kite and slow and waste everything else's time. In this pack, it's free melee. In Kriegval's rest specifically, there's, I think, 5 mobs. There's bats, which are irrelevant, they don't do much of anything. There's these thwackers, which do melee hit, which are kind of dangerous, but not the most dangerous. There's mystics, which do the fireball, which you've got to kick, and then there's skull face something or other. Those are super dangerous. They do a lot of melee damage, a lot of melee abilities that do damage. So you want to get those out of the way. And then you got this really big dude who's really easy because you can just dodge his frontal and he's not hitting you during the frontal, right? But that's basically how you handle it. Just kite them out. The candles. Don't get baited by the candles too much. You can always run out of them if you have to, for a little bit. You obviously don't want to be out there forever, but yeah. And this is it. You can see I just dodge it and I'm fine. Anything you find in this delve as well, like elites, you want to skip. Like, they're just not worth it. They do way too much damage. They're dangerous. It sucks. You can look at the lives counter as well. I've lost some lives here, but I'm slowly methodically checking everything. In this pack, there's a lot of random stuff. I think there's also a sick mob. It's got like a dynamite mob. It's not really... It's like a kobold with dynamite or something. It's pretty it doesn't matter, just move out of the dynamite, right? It's probably the easiest mob of them all, outside of the big guy. But yeah, you just pull a mob, nuke it. If Brann takes threat, that's great, but Brann won't reliably take threat all the time anymore. It feels very finicky. This was recorded on the after the hotfix and after Brann, so it's pretty rough. Unfortunately for me, I then went to the boss room and I got my shit pushed in. So unfortunately, I couldn't kill the bosses in Holy. I was just getting completely destroyed. So I had to swap to Blood. So I just restarted the run because it's a Bountiful Delve today, or when I recorded it was a Bountiful Delve. So I wanted to just, you know, I wanted to just do this one for Brann EXP and stuff like that. So this is as Blood, by the way, so I'm still taking a lot of damage, but I pulled 5 mobs, and I wasn't even intending to. This was like an accident. I meant to pull 3 or so, and like I can just live it. Like, I could never do this as Unholy. Like, no way you could do this as like Unholy. Maybe you could do it as like a mage or something, or something that can kite. You know what I mean? But as a melee DPS, you can't face tank these mobs. Like, there's also 2 casters, so like stuff's going through. Like, I played kind of sloppy here. Like, stuff went through when it shouldn't have, stuff like that. Like, but it's fine because I'm playing Blood, right? And that kind of sucks to me. I don't want to have to play like Blood to just like do solo content. Like, ideally you can do it as like DPS, right, if you play well enough, but there's not really much outskilling auto attack damage, like chunking you for like 2/3 of your HP, right, which hopefully will be fixed with gear, but I don't know. This, like, especially the bosses are they do way too much auto attack damage, which you can't avoid, right? So here we are. I've pocked cheap death here because, interesting note, this boss, the fire patches do I think 20 million damage a tick or something, and he can stun you in them if he grabs you, so make sure he's not positioned on top of it. Other than that, I'm just running him over the bear traps, which do a stacking dot, which I'll show you at the end how much damage it's actually doing. But that's the current state of delves. Like, I was able to solo 9s reliably. 10s, some bosses were undoable, but obviously I'm a Death Knight. I'd imagine Death Knights are good at it, right? But the bosses in particular on some tier 10 bosses and most tier 11 bosses, you just can't face tank like at all, which is a problem because you can't kite them either. So like, you're kind of left, like, as a melee DPS, you're kind of screwed, right? To solo it anyway. You could just get a tank and like go through it, like, and I'm sure it'd be a much better, or like a grip. But yeah, it's kind of sucks. So hopefully that's the state of delves. Unlucky. I know this wasn't like the most informative video, but it's 31 minutes of me slowly pulling, and it's pretty boring, honestly. State of delves right now is I'm 600 eye level, and hopefully it gets better. And that's just showing the state of Brann's traps. Hopefully you enjoyed it all. See you around.